Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. On Wealth Wednesday, one of the most important things we can do is serve and give back. And so Mary Fanaro is in the house. She's founder of Omni Peace Foundation. You guys are building homes in Africa.
Schools.
I'm sorry. What
okay.
Yeah. I don't know what I just said.
It's all under the same roof.
So tell us about Omni Peace Foundation.
So we build schools to empower youth living in extreme poverty in Africa. We have 10 schools. The first 7 are primary schools, and those are in Senegal, Mali, Malawi. And then now we've just started focusing on music schools in Rwanda.
Wow.
I went gorilla trekking in Rwanda, and my cab driver, funny enough, said to me, "Oh, you should do a music school here," which to me is asking me like building a spaceship.
Right.
And flying it. It's never happening. I came here to gorilla trek, I'm going home. And one thing led to another, and now we have 3.
Oh, that is absolutely incredible. We have a look at one of your Rwanda Rocks events. Let's take a peek.
Oh, wow.
40 seconds.
When we arrived at the camp, there was this avalanche of children that surrounded us.
First, let's keep Rocky.
We were there to show them that there is a way out, and hopefully through the power of music, they'll not only want to, but be able to see that amazing view that I was able to see, and be on the same side of it.
Wow.
Wow. Is that me?
That's impressive.
That was in a refugee camp. So we did a school, the first school really ever created in a refugee camp. And I had never been in a refugee camp before, nor had I ever seen poverty like that. So that was some pretty, hard, but incredible work, because you think it's a refugee camp. They need food, they need water, and I don't come from a music background. I'm not a musician. If anything, I'm bad at anything music. But the power of music and kids living in real poverty is just extraordinary. I mean, it was like you handed them, like you plugged them into a light socket, and they had this talent that was just laying, dormant in them, that exploded. And
It's so fascinating, Africa. I was down with some work down there building schools years ago as well. And what was interesting is that they're so happy.
Yeah.
Like they can be in the most poverty state, and they look more joyous than the children here. It's amazing, right?
yeah, you can't figure out what they're smiling at.
Yeah, so, and it's interesting also because like that country has so much resources, and yet there's so much poverty. Like, so what do you think, what happens with these kids? They learn music, and then what? What do they do?
Well, I think through, and again, not being a musician, but what I've come to know in the studies of music is that what it does is it opens up a part of the brain, creativity, spontaneity, partnership, collaboration, where it normally wouldn't. Otherwise, they just, going to school every day and learning those things. This opens up a part of them that allows them in a situation like poverty to think that maybe this isn't the beginning and the end for me. Right? Like maybe I don't have to be stuck in this situation. Maybe there's other opportunities. So it's really about the psychology of what music does to a child that otherwise would never be exposed to it. And entrepreneurship. Like these kids will say when we, do these progress reports, and they're like, why are you here? Why do you care? What do you, and they say, I was painfully shy, and I couldn't, I didn't want to talk to anybody else. And then they're playing for the First Lady of Rwanda, a year later, and just things, their dreams are coming true, and they didn't know what dreams were before. So I know, it makes me happy and kind of, I want to cry at the same time.
What initially inspired your interest in this work?
It's weird. I found a chocolate bar. That's what I do in the middle of the night when I'm not torturing my new dog. Called the Endangered Species Chocolate Bar. And it donated a percentage to protecting endangered species. And I was like, God, this is a great idea. And I, at that point, was in a transition in my life, and I knew that I wanted to go back to Africa. I'd been on a safari at like 20 years old, and I just thought this is a great idea. And cut to about a year later, I had a T-shirt line that raised money to build schools in Africa. And now I know nothing about T-shirts. I know nothing about retail, but this T-shirt was on overnight every major celebrity. We were in every boutique, every department store. I mean, across the country.
How did you do that? And what did
I
that
don't know.
feel like?
No, I don't know. It was like, you know how when it's like the clouds open, the seas part, and it's game on, and you could just sit back and it would happen. Like, I felt like if I did nothing, it would happen. So, and I mean, I will share this just because it's a big part of my story. 2 weeks before I launched it, we launched at Kitson. Do you remember Kitson?
Of course.
Right. So I had a deal with him. So every celebrity that walked in there, he would throw on a T-shirt and give him a Kitson bag and have a photographer's lot, you know, like,
this.
right? This
Yes,
is how
this is
he
actually-
did this.
yes, that's right,
This
yeah.
was his great,
Yeah.
right, gift. So we just got pictured every single day with a different person wearing the shirt.
Wow.
Brilliant.
But lucky, just lucky. And that built the first 7 schools.
That's incredible. So tell us about the event that's coming up.
Right. So November 4th is our second annual Rock Rwanda benefit. We're doing it at Vibratos. The owner, is a friend who's also been on the show, Eden Alpert. And so, you know, we're reaching out to talent. We're going to get some, you know, great drummers, drum circle. We'll have a woman there speaking about, you know, Rwanda, and she's a survivor of the genocide, because that's a very, very big part of that country. And what most people, you know, most people that are living there today have been a part of that, have, you know, were affected by it, have, you know, people that didn't survive it. So, and the fundraising efforts will be to build the first mobile music school bus. So what we know is that we can't go into refugee camps and stay there, right? We had that brick and mortar school that you saw, and they had a protest and it burned down.
Oh, wow.
So instead of doing that, we're going to kind of trick out a bus, and we'll be able to go into any village, any refugee camp, you know, anywhere in the world, well, anywhere in Africa with this bus, and go in and out and teach workshops. And
So great.
Thank you.
So tell them where they can get tickets for Bravado and how they can get involved.
so omnipeace.com, the website that's 150 years old.
But it's apparently working very well.
It's not even updated. But it'll give you all the information for the for the event is not up there, but you'll be able to see kind of everything that we do, and then eventually, well, I just sent out the save the date yesterday.
And
So
are you social media? Or no?
am I on
Yeah,
social media?
yeah.
I mean, you know, bad.
Okay, so folks should stick to the
But
website.
at OmniPeace, no, oh, that's good. No, see? I'm not, but at OmniPeace.
Thank you
yes.
so much,
Thank you so
Mary.
much.
Stay tuned.
Thanks,
We'll be back with more
guys.
Good Morning La La Land.